they went to the White House and met the president. And I'm going to remind you of something. Do you remember up in River Falls? I think it was in 2004, maybe 2005. President Bush made a stop at River Falls.
Oh yeah,
out there by his fields. Do you remember that? And,
yeah, sure do.
And he came by. He probably spent an hour with us, maybe, and we got photos with him and threw the football with him. And I remember you and I specifically, we were standing together and we were talking to a couple of Secret Service agents, about what they do and all that. And that was kind of neat being able to do that. Yeah,
man, it was. Man, I remember that. I actually have a picture of me and the president beside each other, and it's funny because when I came up to meet him, he just looked up at me and he said, "I hope you're on my side." I said, "I'm with you, Mr. President." Absolutely.
No, if you remember our defensive coordinator back then, his name was Gunther Cunningham.
Remember? Of course.
Absolutely. So I don't know if you remember this or not, but they wanted to get the defensive coaches together and get a picture with the president. This is out on our practice field, Marcus, right outside the ice rink where we practice. They're right there in the end zone of the practice field, and they were looking for Gunther because they wanted the defensive coaches and the president in a photo. And this was so funny. What was our nickname for Gunther? Gun, right?
Right.
So they started gun, and those Secret Service agents all started jumping and they were about ready to throw the president down on the ground. No, that's Gunther's nickname,
Right.
Oh,
great
gosh.
time. Oh, wonderful time. Absolutely to remember.
That was a neat experience though, having President Bush come up there, and I actually thought about that Monday when the team was visiting Washington D.C. So that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Good.
Yeah, that was the so one of the things with that visit. I think Biden may have mentioned it in his speech how this is the first time the Chiefs had visited the White House in its history. So we were talking beforehand, Mike, but talk to us about what happened back in the day when we won Super Bowl IV. Why didn't we go to the White House, or was that even happening back in the day?
So Super Bowl IV, when the Kansas City Chiefs beat the Minnesota Vikings in the very last AFL football game ever played, because the following year the merger would happen and it would become the AFC versus the NFC. So right after the game in the locker room, Len Dawson, who was the quarterback of the Chiefs in the Super Bowl IV, he received a phone call from President Nixon in the locker room. And we actually have videotape of a recording of him taking the phone call from the president. And I don't believe they did White House visits back then, but we also have the transcript of the president's log that day of every minute of the day that he's doing something. And on there it was him making a phone call to the Chiefs locker room right after the game. So, and then of course, Super Bowl 54, that was February 2020. But COVID hit just a few weeks after that. So any trips to the White House were certainly nixed at that point. So this was an opportunity to do it this year.
Well, I'll tell you what, man, they wore it proud. They did it. They did a great job of just showing up, looking their best. I mean, and funny too. That's what I loved about it. Like those guys, you could tell they were being themselves. They were just having a lot of fun. You could tell it was a blast. So,
well, it was a great opportunity. Yeah, it was a great opportunity for them, and they were all very appreciative of being able to have that opportunity. And politics aside, it's just we're Americans, and it's special to be able to do that. So I think,
for sure. I thought what was cool about it was the ties to the Delaware Blue Hens connections that Biden had with obviously Veach and Blatemire. I guess they had a certain assistant coach that they all had, which I thought was crazy that Biden had an assistant coach that those guys had when they played.
Really? Oh, really? I did not know that. Really?
Yeah. Because Biden's a Delaware person. He's a Delaware person. So that And I believe he's an Eagles fan also, if I heard that properly too.
I believe the Jill is. I don't know.
Okay, maybe she is.
I don't know where team he falls. If he's from Delaware, I guess he could be a Ravens fan. I don't know.
There was a connection within his family with the Eagles, and I believe you're right. It might have been his wife.
Yeah. Well, I mean, Delaware, you're right there. I mean, it's close to Philadelphia. I'd rather be a Philly fan than I would the Ravens.
Yeah. Well, I guess so. Around that time when he was growing up, so Baltimore's team was the Colts, right? So probably it could be a Colts fan if he moved over from Baltimore with the Colts. Could have been.
True.
Unitas was big back in the day. Maybe I don't know. I don't know what team he roots for. Well, he was also in that speech. He also talked about he was a defensive back too. He said he played freshman year as a DB, but he said his grades were so bad that he had to stop playing, and then he returned his senior year at Delaware. So some tidbits that you get, I had no idea, but I thought that was cool, the Delaware connection. And obviously, what did you all think of Travis going to the podium to make a comment?
I think that's exactly who Travis is, man. I think it's, and that's what I was saying. As guys wanted to be themselves. It was just a funny moment. It really was. Everybody just kind of, obviously Patrick was, just kind of, okay, man, we gonna make sure, this is not going to happen. But yeah, they was having fun, man. Yeah, it was a wonderful time. What do you think?
Travis was being Travis, and Patrick was being Patrick, protecting him. No, it was good.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out the best clips from Chief Concerns. And if you prefer to listen to the show, subscribe and follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and anywhere else you get your podcasts.